trends. So that was my chance.
It's week 4 of the National Football League. All eyes are on Jerry Jeudy. He's coming off one of his biggest games in both yards and touchdowns last week. It's the Broncos and the Raiders, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium, opened back in 2020.
Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Denver Broncos
and the Las Vegas Raiders.
Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should. And what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. As the Raiders take over on offense, we get to see the man who has been the leader of this team for 9 seasons now, under center Derek Carr.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win.
First carry for the former Pro Bowler, Josh Jacobs.
A check on Jacobs from a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And that is incomplete. Some trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Carr to throw. He's got a man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Once again, it's Jacobs. And a short gain down to about the 33. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Carr going to throw. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 19. Into the red zone, it's Carr. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
The kick by Carlson is good, and the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage.
can't turn that down at all.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now here's Russell Wilson, 11th season in the league. First, of course, with Denver after a high-profile trade this offseason that saw him dealt from Seattle.
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in his case, it is.
So first and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 24.
Play action. Now Wilson. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
To throw again on second down. Wilson. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That's at least a couple of times that they've tried to stretch the field here in this first quarter. They haven't been successful yet, but obviously they're going to keep trying, and maybe they'll find some seams underneath as this game progresses.
So on 4th down, the Broncos send Corliss Waitman out to punt. Hunter Renfrow deep to return for the Raiders.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Now Carr. It's caught here by Adams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Carr. Pass complete on the out route to Beckham. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. K'Wan Williams, the one that got him down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. 2 fantastic games coming up to wrap up Week 4, the first weekend in October. Tonight, the Chiefs and Buccaneers from Tampa. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 55, of course. And then Monday night, rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, the Rams and Niners from Santa Clara. Coverage on that one, 8:15 Eastern.
Ball on the 30 as they come up, 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it's capped off by the touchdown run from Jerry Jeudy.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Marching back onto the field now, Devontae Adams and company getting set to go. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
It kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time, and that's not easily done because you know all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And some room to roam now. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
51 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on.
Colton Miller, former first-round pick, called for the penalty there.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. To throw his Carr. And Waller taking it in over the middle.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr, he rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Josie Jewell.
30, 20, 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is up to 8. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate.
Now, the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with a run so far. Now a play fake. Carr. And fights him off. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Now hold everything because Darren Waller, the tight end, appears to be injured on that play. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Taken at the 37. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead is up to 15 now. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for third down.
Playing pass all the way.
From the gun, it's Carr.
Again, it's OBJ, back-to-back catches. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. After the sack on first down, Carr on the out route. This is Adams with a catch. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. A 58-yard attempt.
And he missed it. It's no good. And the deficit will hold at 15.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
They run here with a second-year man from UNC, Javonte Williams.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston, where it was the Texans who picked up the victory at home. Dameon Pierce, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we're off to check out another game.
and they were winners in that one over the visiting Miami Dolphins. Joe Mixon, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Rashard Higgins up near 100 yards receiving with a touchdown as well. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for the Broncos in that first half. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half. Both teams making their final adjustments before we get started once again. And for the call of the second half, let's send you back out to Allegiant Stadium and Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Fields it right around the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And the focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates.
Not a bad day at the office there. Maybe he would like the catch number to go up a little bit, but I think most guys would say 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. That's okay.
I think if the catch number goes up, we start talking about the record books because at that pace, this type of efficiency, oh, yeah, I think I'd throw it to him a little bit more often.
Got a man open. It's Sutton.
Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Three yards remain for second down.
They go play action with Wilson.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them.
That's caught inside the 20.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. You normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into Danger Russ.
And this offense has really just been humming all game long. So to me, they're just saying, we want to finish this one off in the third quarter so we can coast home in the fourth. And this is just a tremendous play. Something we've seen time and again from this offense.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Now he's got it. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Throwing is Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now.
And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Raiders 6. Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
That's good for Las Vegas.
Here's Carr. Dancing to it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Randy Gregory. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
He's NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr. It's caught by OBJ. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
16 yards on the play. It's now 3rd and 9.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And it's complete to Adams. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
There's another stat. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Carr now to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Quan Williams. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
McManus now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trailed big here to begin quarter number 4. On 2nd and 9, Carr. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. And this offense on 3rd down today, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 9. Quickly into the hands of Beckham. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for 1st down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
It's a pickup of 6.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling over.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. They give it to Williams, running right. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
4th down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
And now here come the Raiders.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
On 1st down, Carr. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Here's A.J. Cole now
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Taking it about the 16. A good return there, 17 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4.
Here's Wilson. Being chased out left. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better 1st quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
McManus's point after is good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Raiders 6. Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
That's good. Las Vegas.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. One last shot at the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw for both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Denver, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.
Brooklyn, go see Chirac, Southside, C12, 911, grrr to the real, see we still outside. Mine on the riches, hard in the trenches. You can't throw dirt on the underground, we thrive in it. Ghana boys stocks on the rise, Charlie, this flex know they ready. See, we don't ride nobody wave, we the ones who started with it.